Okay, let's just get it off right off the bat. I just don't get the appeal of medical dramas or any dramas on TV in general because think about it. I just don't get the appeal of it. But there is one show, we'll get into that later. I think we should just talk about why I don't like medical dramas or just any dramas on TV. I just don't get the appeal. Sure, it's like dramatic and stuff, like the name, but like what's the actual point? I get it. Grey's Anatomy, people like to watch that. It's a medical drama. Big Whoop, The Rookie, it's for police. And even there's fire department ones. But it's basically just about their life, like in a hospital or a police department or a fire brigade, as well as real life stuff. But I just don't get the appeal. But if there is one show, medical drama, that I actually have watched and I'm actually enjoying, it's got to be House. Most definitely House. It's not like other medical dramas or any other dramas I see, because if you think about it, the humor in that show is just different. Very different from an actual show, medical drama, like others, like Grey's Anatomy or The Good Doctor or whatever. Sure, it's not like accurate, but it's a good show nonetheless. It's all for entertainment, especially if you also the main character, Greg House. Is played by a British guy, and you would not have known that if you wouldn't have looked it up. He's just that good of an actor. Basically, it's like Sherlock Holmes mysteries, but in a medical setting, as compared to other shows, like I mentioned, Grey's Anatomy, General Hospital, which is just dramas in a medical facility rather than actually like mysteries and stuff. For example, in the first ever episode, there was a case where a woman got basically, I don't know how to say this, but worms in her brain from eating bad pork. So basically, they had to run multiple tests. Also, it's a medical drama because they obviously dramatize some of the stuff. Like they make the if you can't breathe, they make that more dramatic. They make the when they pass out and they make it cold blue. That's obviously a yeah, that's obviously a bit more dramatic than actual screaming for doctors, nurses. Yeah, I would definitely recommend House, even if you don't like medical dramas. It's just a good show. I'm just beginning the start of season 2, and I would never would have thought I'd even start it. The only reason I did start it though is because is honestly because I saw clips on YouTube. Yeah, that's basically how I started watching House, and I don't get any other appeal of any other medical dramas except if I'm watching a doctor actually react to it. Shout out Dr. Mike on YouTube. If you know, you know, I guess. Anyway, other stuff that's been happening, I guess, is Super Bowl. Unfortunately, I didn't watch it. The house I was at didn't have streaming or cable or anything. I just kept track on my laptop. Yeah, great way to keep score of the thing. Makes no sense, but the best I could do. Anyway, as I heard, the Chiefs did awful this year. I wanted the Bills to go all the way, but can't do that every single time. They get closer every time. They never won a Super Bowl. As I was talking about last time, Hell's Kitchen just ended. And yes, the one who I wanted to win won. If you haven't watched it, just go watch it. It's streaming on Hulu right now. So yeah, anyway, as I was talking about, I just don't get the appeal of medical dramas. Sure, The Good Doctor has stuff like an autistic surgeon who's more apt in diagnosing stuff and more precise. But I just don't get the appeal. Sure, he's autistic, but I don't like understand the appeal of The Good Doctor. Grey's Anatomy, I think it's just like a. I keep talking. I'm just like a broken record at this point. It's basically all I have to say. But the Grey's Anatomy and General Hospital is just hospital setting, diagnosing people with a bit of drama. But in order for it to be successful, you need a bit of humor and a bit of did they really just say that? Because if you think about it, House is is hooked on his prescription pills for his leg that got an aneurysm in it. He was gonna get it amputated, but it just looked cooler with that. with a cane and stuff. And honestly, now that I'm watching it, I think that's a good Halloween costume for future years, maybe every year from this point on. Yeah, there's also in his brigade. Oh yeah, before I even begin to say that, House is a diagnostic specialist. If that isn't clear enough, whatever other doctors can't figure out, they just pass it on to him. He works with a surgeon, a neurologist, and and his best friend is an oncologist. They all work together in order to figure out what the diagnosis is, and always half the time, 95% of the time, it is never lupus. If you watch the show or ever even heard of it, you know that one. Even though I never watched House, like, before or even, like, seen much clips, I've seen, like, small little tidbits of it here and there, and all I remember is, like, hearing the word lupus and, like, hearing his voice saying it. So, yeah, House, there's, like, 8 seasons, like, several like, 20 episodes, 42 minutes each. Half the time, I just have it on as background noise, but instead of, like, actual background noise, I just sit up and actually listen to it, like, and actually watch it here and there once in a while if I see something interesting. Unlike other medical dramas, which I would just probably do while I'm doing put on the background while I'm doing homework or doing work or something, because again, I would rather pay money not to watch any other medical dramas unless there's anything else similar in humor to House and just, like, engages me more. It's kind of like it's got dark humor in it, but nothing like It's Always Sunny. We'll get to that, at another time. That's a whole different story. Yeah, basically House, Princeton, New Jersey, played by a British guy who's actually a very good actor. I did not even know he was British until I actually looked him up, and it was a surprise. He doesn't even sound like the actual character. I don't even know why that's such importance to me. Not importance. I don't know why that's such a shock. But anyway, you don't expect when a British actor plays an American voice as good as him, or as good as any other one, like Tom Holland and Spider-Man or something, or yeah, Tom Holland and Spider-Man, that's a good analogy as well. But, if I had to say, House played by a British guy in an American setting is funny. Even he doesn't just, like, diagnose people, like, in hospital rooms, he does, like, primary care esque almost, but half the time, it's just, like, people, like, easy fixings, and half the time, he just goes on his Game Boy or just watches General Hospital on his little portable TV. Now, of course, whenever there's, like, important stuff like Code Blues, he gets paged on his pager, and then he, like, limps over to the room with his cane, and then he does, like, very unorthodox things. Even if his, like, coworkers, like Foreman, the neurologist, saying, "You can't do this, it will kill him. It will kill the patient." Doctor House, like, plays chance with it. And half the time, and more than half the time, but a majority of the time it works. They actually work and actually get diagnosed at the end. Actually, the most recent example I can give this is what I saw. There was a girl who was, like, diagnosed, like, supposed to diagnosed with cancer, but instead, they had to legally do an autopsy while she was a legal autopsy, which means, like, they don't really kill her for an autopsy, but, like, they stop her heart and, like, freeze her to the point of, like, her heart stops, and then takes out the blood, gives it back in until they find something wrong. They're like a blood clot, and actually it worked. Normally, if you would have thought it would not work because your heart needs to be beating in order for you to be living. Yeah, basically unorthodox methods. You could see him. There's many parodies. Like if you watch Family Guy, there's one episode where like you could see uh House, Greg House, played by Hugh Laurie, the actor. The voice actor in the Family Guy episode actually played House on TV. Yeah, streaming on Hulu. I thought it was not gonna be easy to find because I was trying to find it for like a while until I actually looked it up. So yeah, House. It's a good medical drama for those who are not into medical dramas or dramas at all. Don't watch any other stereotypical ones. Grey's Anatomy, I don't get the appeal. It's like the white girl's One Piece, like I always say. Grey's Anatomy, General Hospital, same thing. The Good Doctor, again, I don't get the appeal. You could try and get me to watch it. I just don't. I just won't be interested. Same with other things. Like I've seen clips of The Rookie, and I've seen clips that enraged me. I know that's good acting, but if it makes me angry, I wouldn't want to watch it. Like, come on, why would they do that? They need to be fired or something like that. Like House, if they did that, then that's different because it's kind of justified how they think House is like a jerk because for example, one parent punched House because he stopped his son's surgery, but the reason is because he did not need a new liver, but instead it was because there was something wrong with like moths and termites in his walls, and his father did not want to hear anything about that. So yeah, anything like that makes me angry without even wanting to watch it, like The Rookie or their Chicago FD or something. I don't know. But if there's one other thing that I'm probably thinking about watching maybe sometime in the future, maybe Brooklyn Nine-Nine or Everybody Hates Chris. I've seen many clips of Everybody Hates Chris, and I just wanted to watch even more of it. Now that I'm streaming and stuff, I just got to find out where it's streaming and if I'm actually interested in finishing it. Speaking of finishing things, I could not. I just could not get into what do you call it? Attack on Titan. I watched like 13, 14 episodes. I just dropped it. I'm more into like older episodes. I'm more into older anime like art style. Right now I'm watching the original Dragon Ball with like the 1986 one. Dub, of course. You don't watch dub with Dragon Ball. And the most recent anime I completed was Sailor Moon 1990s. For some reason I watched Sailor Moon as a joke, but why would I watch it was like why would I watch a magical girl anime? Come on. I'm not like that. I don't watch stuff like that. But giving 1 or 2 episodes, I was actually shocked how much I was interested in it. Sure, it took me like a year or 2 to complete it because I'm a very slow watcher. And also half of it is filler, but it's actually important filler, if that even makes sense. It makes you know more about the characters and stuff. Know more about the characters, meaning like you get to see more in action and you get to learn more about their stories, even if it's fake. You just that's how you learn about characters and that's how you know your favorite characters. Yeah, the difference in order and to wrap it up, like I said, you need to watch House, Doctor House, House MD, whatever you want to call it, as long as you live. You need to watch it before you die. You need to watch it. Don't watch any other medical dramas. If you're already watching Grey's Anatomy or something, I don't know why, but good on you, I guess. Again, dramas, they're too dramatic for me. Haha, funny, funny, funny. I know. But House, the appeal of it just gets to me. I don't know why. But it always makes me glad to watch it. If there's nothing else to watch on streaming, I always put on House. And of course, I don't think it's safe like for kids because there's a lot of dramatic scenes and maybe some. Again, it's in a hospital room. Of course, it's going to be dramatic and maybe graphic imagery. But if it's just, yeah, kids should not watch it. If you're like 14 or something up, I guess that's good. In order for you to watch it. So yeah, kids should not watch it, but adults and everyone else alike that likes medical dramas or just doesn't and just wants to watch a good show should watch House. I don't got much more to say.